screens. We are the inventors of our Supreme 12, Supreme Exotic Ambulite Rejection 15s, and the Advanced Ambulite Rejection 17s. Whew. So I was up early in the morning. God's got me up in the morning getting things done. Blessed be my Lord. Got me up in the morning getting things ready to get your orders taken care of and get them out the door. Now, the 12s, the Eclipse, and we have a gallon over there of the gold. Those are done. The ones you're seeing on the far end, those are the black silvers. We got about 10 of them over there. They'll be finished off the day before the driver gets here. So that's no problem. We just ran out of one of the key elements. And a good thing about it, one of the key elements, I can get it locally. So that's good. So that'll be here tomorrow. Actually, not tomorrow. I'm so sorry. I apologize about that. It'll be here today. So it'll be here today. And then that way, the driver agreed to come down a little later so we can get that order, those 10 knocked out of the way, and get you guys taken care of. Let me go put a change of shirt on because I'm really messy right now. Just got finished doing this right here. See if I got one in the chair. Or I don't. I never do have one in the chair. Let's see if I got one up here. Nope. Gotta go upstairs and grab a shirt. Got one here. Shirt is this. I don't have a shirt right offhand. Thought we have one right offhand, right over here. Got a shirt right offhand. Oh, man. So that'll be about 4 o'clock in the morning to get this done. And I want to get over here and get back to working on my my project over there. But I got to get this done first. I like to get my customers taken care of first. Get them out of the way, get you all taken care of, and then we move on from there. All right, I'm pretty sure I brought down some packing tape. I found some extra packing tape upstairs. Driver's going to drive down and pick up some more, but I found some extras. All right, so we're starting off with right now are the envelopes. This I need a box for, so she'll come down and bring me a box for that one. 2 quarts of black silver. Get 2 quarts of black silver. Oh, I forgot. Black silvers can't be done. We got to make those later on today. This is the black right here. That's black. Is that black silver? That's black. Right. That's black. That's a platinum eclipse. All right. This is the black silver. So these are going to have to be made later on today. So when I guess when the suppliers get here, we'll get them locked out. That's no problem. I'll get that done fast and quick. I have to throw my ticket out too. All right, let's get this. This is the platinum eclipse. Got 1 quart of this. Customer. We got knives over here. Yes, we do. Ah, we have missing stuff. Now, the reason why I've had done different containers before, and the reason why I keep going back to these containers right here, because they're easy to use, to pack, and keep in mind, since I do pay for the shipping is free, it's easier to have a container that I can fit them into a box. If I have to do a gallon of these, I can fit 4 of these in a box. Or I forget how many I can put into a large box, but it makes it easier for me to be able to use lesser boxes because the shipping costs, like I said, I pay for that at the end of the day, and it's cheaper for me if I have containers that can fit in a box where it's not going to take multiple boxes, multiple tracking numbers, and all that other craziness. I can't put it on the table over there because the table over there is occupied by my projects over there. So I'm going to have to move this, which I should have did ahead of time, which I wasn't thinking in the morning. I got up. I'll have to put this over here on the table. So, like I said, I have experimented with different forms of containers. Oops, the zipper's down. I have experimented with different forms of containers to find out that it just wasn't going to work due to the fact that it just cost me too much money just to be able to ship that box because the containers would not fit properly in the box, or there'd be issues where it was just, you had to ship out, they were too big, and you had to ship out 2 boxes for one. Yeah, you got to do your research. Now, with my containers, one of the things I like to do, hold on, me back. was that nuisance all about? Did you fall off the side? Stay right there. All right, let me get some more of these. Yeah, so I'll be back. Hold on, let me put these over. I'm gonna walk away, you can't hear me. Okie dokie, now that area is clean. I can work over here, get some things finished. Got a little room to breathe. All right, so yeah, so my containers, when I get them and I have a video, I'll always back everything up with my videos. One of the things I did with these containers is I filled them up all the way to the top, didn't tape them, and dropped them over the side of my balcony, which is about 11 feet up. Black, this is going to be black, 1/4. To see if the containers were going to bust or burst open. So from 11 feet up, I can drop one of these containers fully and it won't break. Containers won't leak. I had to go over top the container, I had to squeeze on it to make sure no fluids were coming through. So I've done these tests already. And then on top of that, with the tape that I use on them, part of it being marked fragile, I know for a fact that it takes a bit to open one of these containers up. I mean, so I have some people will send me something saying, well, look, the container came like this, it was open, so it takes a lot to open one of these things up. I will box boxes up, just like I'm taking out an order, but there's to be water in there, and I will kick those delivery down the side of my driveway to see exactly how much crap I can put a box to in order for me to burst one of those containers. I'm gonna do a video on that. So you gotta test everything. Even when you're getting down to containers, you know how a container's gonna react in a box. If it's being shipped around, like I said, that's why I pay the extra money for fragile labels and all this stuff to make sure that, you know, and then marking fragile, having marked fragile, just to make sure. And I get crap is going to happen. I understand that, but I know for a fact that since I've been doing these videos, I've had less of those little weird complaints I used to have when people would make a false claim. Not saying everybody, but I had individuals would pour some of it into another container, and then they would splash it inside the box and say, "Oh, it came like this." And this is me dropping a container off 11-foot drop, and no results, no problems. Okay. They had set something pretty heavy on it, like that 50-pound projector over there. And they crushed that box, but you know, like I said. Okay, black 12. This is black 12. Let me make sure I'm dropping these in here. That's black 12. So here we got one fragile label. Let me drop another one there. Two of them on there. Two fragile labels on here. All right. Supposed to get these done. All right, we got 2 quarts of black. All right. Another wonderful day. Wake up with my Lord. Got up early this morning, started doing some more work on my projector setup over there. I'll get to finish up the entire thing probably by Saturday. Get my screen and everything all set up. Yesterday, I had an interesting visitor. That is my friend June, one of my oldest friends, oldest friends. Amazing computer skills. I mean, freaking amazing. I have a few people in my back pocket that are extremely good with computer skills. A friend of mine, I'm not going to mention her name, but she used to work for Microsoft. She did security encryption for Microsoft. I mean, really freaking crazy, insane, like Brainiac, Matrix kind of stuff. And you would never know it. Like everyday people, you would never even know these people were like this. There was a few of them I met that were just a little bit beyond the normal. They were really freaking good. I just never really talked about it or discussed it. The fellow that came in the room yesterday, he's one of them. He's one of those dudes they call the elitists when it comes to basically programming and all that crazy stuff. Good gracious, man. Some of the stuff I've seen this guy do is freaking amazing. But real humble, down to earth. I don't know why he just didn't go to computer school or something like that. I mean, he would have aced everything to begin with. He probably would have wrote new programs for them, but I don't know. Very, very intelligent. That's the one who builds the RetroPie system. He built the cabinets and everything. I was trying to get a hold of him because I like to have one up there in a gaming room upstairs, but I wash my hands, wipe my eyes. I want to get one for the gaming room upstairs, but I couldn't track him. Couldn't figure out where he was at. So, oh, lo and behold, popped up in my room yesterday. Got a chance to touch base with this fellow. Now I'm gonna get one of his units. He's gonna be calling me today, so we can touch base. I can get one of his arcade units because I want one of his arcade. You know what arcade units cost? I got somebody who builds those things. Yeah, man, we had a lot of fun on Xbox 360. Oh my goodness, man! That's what I told you. We used to do modded lobbies. That was one of the guys we do modded lobbies with. Wow, we had so much fun. Yeah, he wasn't joking when he said he basically blanked the heck out of an Xbox 360. Well, he wasn't joking on that one. And he did. It's a cool dude. Yeah. We had another guy called Troy. Troy's another one. He's another one of the Brainiacs too. He's real smart. He's crazy intelligent. Crazy intelligent. He's another one. Yeah. Troy's called Troy Spock. His nickname was Spock because Troy couldn't answer like logical questions. Like, Troy, what color is the sky? And he would just go into this whole logic and science behind why the sky was blue. Like, no, Troy. The sky is blue because the sky is blue. Simple and answer question. Simple question. Here's a cool guy too for another cool dude. 1/4 black. Yeah. You have him in there. Kind of people I surround myself with, people that basically are always doing something positive, so I can learn from them. I learn from their knowledge. And when I started my company, well, I didn't even start my company. I wasn't even thinking about going down this field. I had a degree in culinary arts already, and I did a little bit with computers and stuff like that. I did repairs and stuff like that with computers and stuff on the local in the neighborhood. I made good money off of it, but I never thought I was going to be in this field to begin with. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, just the fellow who basically taught me everything about projectors. Because when I first started off, like I told you, I had like this massive PC in the house. This thing was freaking berserk. I remember because he was with me when I spent the 6 months building this thing. Even more than that, the research buying the parts. Like this thing, I had to be done right. And this is when I was coming off console. I don't know anything about the console because the whole DRM nonsense. And I decided that I was going to altogether. Here we go. I decided altogether that I was just going to go freaking just straight DRM. Not DRM, sorry. I was going to go freaking PC. And that's when that's when the i7s came out right around that time. I started building me this crazy PC. That's a steampunk. The one I showed in the video, that's the PC I was building for gaming. Yeah, man. Boy, he was with me the entire time. Now, that part I knew. But when I first started off, when I got the machine built, well, I had a projector screen by then. That's when I was in the projector, when the screen was built. What was that? Was it the Red Dragon? It might have been the Red Dragon I was building. Yeah, it probably, no. Yeah, it was the Red Dragon. It was the Red Dragon I was building. But anyway, long story short, had these computer monitors hooked up, had the whole setup in there. And I'm gonna be sure about this. Always gotta be sure about stuff. Something plays in my head, gotta be sure. So yeah, I had the whole computer monitors and everything all set up, and I was good to go. And I got over at his house. He was over there playing on a Grey Wolf, and he was playing on this big screen, 120-inch. I'm in there watching Gears of War on the Xbox 360. I'm like amazed by the size of this freaking screen, which is freaking humongous to the 242s I got side by side in my environment at the time. And I got to check out this projector. He has this projector over there. I'm looking at him like, what is this? He said, that's the projector. No BMC, none of that. The same peripherals I had on the back of my graphic cards. I'm like, what? Where'd you get this from? Like, how much you pay for this? Oh yeah, I was asking all kinds of questions. And mind you, at the time I didn't know anything about lumens and DLPs and LEDs and all that other crazy stuff. I didn't know jack about freaking projectors at the time. I didn't even know what to buy. So I think I must have did about at least about a month of research because here I am, I want to sell my 2 TVs that I use for gaming. And I'm going to go out and get myself this projector, which I don't know anything about. All I know is I'm just dumbfounded by the size of the projection screen, which was freaking huge, and that's what I wanted. So I go over to do all this research, and I keep coming back to him just about almost every day. I'm like, what's this? What does lumens mean? What does that mean? What's the difference between WXGA and XGA and WX? You know, ask all these crazy questions, and he was like, and he was teaching me all this stuff. So I seeing how much these projectors were, they were quite pricey. There wasn't a lot of them on eBay for what I get them for now, and they were quite pricey. So I ended up getting a BenQ MS500. I'm actually going to buy that projector again because that was my first projector I bought. It was an MS. Oh God, I forgot the name of it. That freaking quick. Right? Seriously? Is my age getting that bad now? No, I'm good. MS500. It was an MS500. I'll look it up. But it was one of my first projectors. Can't think of the name of it again. I just lost it that quick. But anyway, first projector that I got. Got home, hooked it up, and I went to go hit the wall, and it only gave me an 8-inch. Now I'm figuring this thing is going to fill out the entire wall. I'm going to at least get about a 100-inch screen, because that's what I'm aiming for, a 100-inch screen. Maybe 120 if I'm lucky, but I'm thinking somewhere around 100-inch. And because of the distance of my room and where the projector's sitting, I got a big wall, but I got a short distance. At that particular time, I didn't know anything about a short throw projector at all. Like I said, I'm just starting off on this. So I go back, I got an 80-inch screen. I mean, it's bigger than my monitors, to tell you the truth, but I had an 80-inch. So as I hit the wall with this, the colors on the wall sucked. No contrast, no color pop, nothing. I'm like, ugh. I went from 242-inch Sony TVs to this. My gaming piece looks like garbage on my wall. So I go back to him and I said, look, man, I'm not liking this. It doesn't look like your screen. He says, well, I got a Gray Wolf. You know, the screens are gray. And so there is something called this is what I know about the YouTube paint. So at that particular time, there was a product going around. It was a Goose Screen, and Goose Screen just wanted too much for their product. It was just too much, and it was too much of a tedious task to apply the screen to the wall. It was just so much you had to do. I didn't really be bothered with all that. So I went to the YouTube, and I got the YouTube ingredients. Some of the ingredients for YouTube, which is pretty much gray, and two ways they made it. They made it gray and white if you wanted it lighter, and if you wanted it darker, they made it black and white. That's YouTube paint. That's what used to be on the market. Everybody was doing it because you had a choice. You either go to Goose Screen or you go to Gray Wolf, one of the higher end screens, which cost too much money, and people were going the YouTube way. Especially when a lot of people were using those Galaxy GTs, so the GT or GD, whatever projectors at that particular time. It was an actual Chinese projector. It was actually pretty good. I got to buy one of those too and show that thing off to show you what we were using then. And then nobody was doing demonstrations with the lights on. Everybody was doing demonstrations in the dark. Every video you popped up on YouTube around that time, everybody was literally in dark environments all the time. So I get to Home Depot. Yeah, I went to Home Depot to buy the product. I go to Home Depot. I'm in the store. I ask the guy for the ingredients to make the paint. He comes back and tells me, now mind, this YouTube paint has been out for a long time. A long time. Way before I found out about June's projector setup for a long time. So by that time, they've had some complications with two of the ingredients that actually cause cancer, and they pulled two of the items that made that product. Because when the guy came back and said, we don't make it anymore due to the fact that there were some problems with the paint. Excuse me, giving people cancer. So anyway, that's done. So now I got to go home to this white screen, and it's freaking amazing, high-powered graphic card. It's going to look like crap on a white wall. So I start praying. I asked the Lord to direct me where to go and what to do. I'm not going to tell you what I bought, but I was kind of nervous when I got in the car. And I bought what he told me. I bought exactly what he told me to buy, put it in the car, got home, I mixed it up, painted it on the wall, and the screen went boom! And you just saw everything, colors and contrast. Now, mind you, I'm working with a gray screen at the time, so at that particular area, there was no such thing as black screens, or they had some darker gray screens, but this screen had really serious technology embedded into it. It was much better than the gray screen paints we have out here today. But anyway, but it was good. It was really, really good, and I was really amazed by it. I mean, it was beautiful. It came out gorgeous. I was watching Futurama. I think it was the first thing I watched on was Futurama. And my buddy comes in the room, sticks it in the door, and says, "Hey, you should sell this." Here I am now. Yep, but I first think all that came from my Lord and Savior. That put me on that path. And I just didn't start. After I learned from that, I learned basically you just don't give yourself the glory and say, you did it, because you don't win off of that one. You just lose off of that one. Every day, I get up in the morning. Before I even met before I even bumped into that other joker, yep, every day when I get up in the morning, he's been giving me ingredients on how to make whatever I need to make or how to advance, wherever I need to advance every morning. And it just gets better and better every time. All right, we got 1/4 black. But yep, that's the story. How it all started. When I get people sit there and say, "Oh, you should get a job," I do get a job. I got a career in culinary arts. I'm like 53 years old. Come on, been there and done it already. And traveled. Been there and done it already. Spent the money as an internship in Paris. Yep. And I got out from basically, and I was lucky too, because, or blessed. When I got in school, one of the guys I happen to become very good best friends, his dad owned bookbinders. If you live in Philadelphia, you're familiar with Bookbinder. Bookbinder was an extremely, very expensive restaurant to go to. Like if you had money, you went to Bookbinders, and you had money when you went to Bookbinders. That's all to it. I don't think Bookbinders is there anymore. But anyway, yeah. And his father happened to own Bookbinders. And I was looking at probably, when you start off, you don't get a job working at no 5-star restaurant or none of that. You work at probably a mom and pops if you're lucky. You know what I mean? Because you got no credibility. You got nothing on your butt. You got no hands-on experience. So chances are you're going to start off with somewhere small, and you got to build yourself up. I started off at Bookbinders on my first day, and I was making $25 an hour. I was opening and closing 6 days a week. I worked 6 days a week, and I open and close. I got Sundays off. I make $25 an hour. I was making a killing. Yeah, and eventually I quit that job because I never had it. Every time my friends would call me, go, "Hey, Ken, let's go hang out. Let's go do something together." Can't, gotta work. Let's go this. Can't, gotta work. Can't, gotta work. Can't, gotta work. Can't, gotta work. So you know what? I gotta do something else. So then I got into computers. And that's when, right around the time, I got my pit bulls and stuff. I was living at the other house. I had a few pit bulls over there, and that's when I really was deep into electronics technology. I was all kinds of gaming systems and stuff like that. And I wanted a computer really bad. Really wanted a computer really bad. Couldn't afford it. They were so expensive, computers. Oh, they're so expensive, and just couldn't afford to get one. 1 gallon. Couldn't afford to get one. So, told you, that's when I went back to the Lord, became a real serious Christian. I was reading the Bible every day. And I was listening to my Christian music and just close to the Lord. And one day I remember I was reading in Leviticus in the Bible. I was reading about the children of Israel. God how they designed the tabernacle. I thought to myself, these people know nothing. They have no skill levels, nothing whatsoever. And here it is. God blessed them with the ability to be able to build this exquisite tabernacle. So, just split second, my mind just went blank, like a clear conscious link between me and God. I'll never forget that. Before I went to sleep, and I prayed went to sleep, the Lord asked me, "What would you like to learn?" And I said, "Computers." I woke up the next day, and I don't know why, I just grabbed the Tiger Direct catalog because I just knew. I knew something was different that day. When I looked inside the book, I understood everything that was in there. Everything. And what I don't know, God teaches me. Just keeps it going on. So all those PCs and custom design machines I was showing off yesterday, yeah, I didn't go to school for computers or programming and built none of that stuff. No. All that came from God. All that came from God. The very same computer and they're playing on with, gaming on, it's the same computer that he blessed me to learn how to build. And then it went from there to the screen paint. Yep. And now I can build just about any PC I want. I don't understand, my friends, they're all like crazy techs, like insane techs. Like, they went to school for it and stuff like that, and they still can't figure out, like, how the freak do you know that this stuff? I was like, oh, God taught me all this stuff. Christians, good people. Yeah, you know. The Lord's always that peace of mind, That's why at the end of the day, when I got jerks that come in here and they want to carry on, want to act up, you want to act stupid, and all that dumb nonsense, You just wasting your time with me. You are. It doesn't faze me one bit whatsoever. It doesn't. At the end of the day, I serve my Lord and Savior. You don't do anything to faze me at all. I sit down, have me a bowl. Well, I can't have milk anymore because of the incident. But I sit down and have me something to eat and watch a little TV, listen to my Christian music, and God has got my back 24/7. You're the one that got a problem. You know what I mean? The only person, the only two beings on this earth that's God is the devil. And if you ain't basically working through the Lord, then guess who else you working through? The devil. You gotta look at it this way. Imagine Satan as being a pit bull. Big pit bull. Big old chain on him, right? Sitting across the street, just staring at you. You walk by every single day, and this big old dog is just staring at you every day, just staring at you, waiting to get off that chain so he can rip you apart. Because that's all he wants to do. It's just rip you apart, make you suffer. And the entire time, God is right there protecting you. Even when you don't even serve him the right way, he's protecting you. And even when that chain does pop, and sometimes that dog might get across the street to get to you, God is still there to protect you. Even though sometimes you might have to go through some stuff. He's still there to protect you no matter what. I've been bit by that dog a few times, and God has always protected me. I've been bit, but I haven't died. So like I said, you know, I learned from my experience of being a Christian, there's things you just do not want to do, and there's lines you just, trust me, don't want to cross. Because if God decides for a split second to let that dog off that leash and let him do what he want to do, your life be in a world of pain. Because to keep in mind, I said at the end of the day, there's only two beings on the earth. Well, there's only God and the devil. That's it. And if you ain't of God, you're of the devil. And I do not want to be of the devil or anything to do with it. So when someone comes against me, I know it's of the devil. All I got to do is go and pray to my Lord and Savior about that problem, and that problem is taken care of. And you could have the strongest army on the face of the planet. You could have the best weapons, the best guns. You can have the best fighters. There's no way in the world you're going to fight against God. You're talking about somebody that can take you just like that in your sleep before you even know it. You're gone. Stop your heart, anything. That's how powerful God is. People don't understand it. I think they don't get in their head how powerful God is. People don't realize how powerful God is until they're faced with something that's so huge it takes them out of an out-of-body experience. Like if you see something and you're like, wow, like being caught in the middle of a tornado or an earthquake or some kind of crazy storm that just isn't on your everyday normal, you realize the power of God. That's just a little bit of power of what he can do. Read the Bible. You got things that walk among the earth with us every single day that you don't notice they're watching you all day. I tell people, and they think I'm joking, when I tell them that the devil walks in and out of heaven. He does. He walks, he does, and God ain't fearing him. We got to fear him for it. But he does. He walks in and out of heaven. It says in the Bible, Satan was walking through heaven. God said, where are you going? He said, to and fro. He does. Some people don't want to hear this, but it's true. And he goes in there and he bids on your soul. That's what he does. Well, let me take him. He ain't doing anything with his life. All he does is drink all day, beats on his wife. He does it. Let me take him. Let me take him. Let me take him. Let me go down there and let me take him. Yeah, he bids on your soul. Because he says, okay, he's worthless. He's not, what is he doing? He don't even freaking respect you. Let me take him. Let me put my hands on him. And if God says yes, you don't wake up the next day. Because you can just walk outside your door and some stranger can just pop up out of nowhere and then you don't know. Like I said, demons can take the form of man. They can. And you never know. Something might pop up the next day in front of you and go, hey, buddy, what's up? How about you give me them sneakers and blow your brains out? And there you are. And keep in mind, once you pass and you have not been saved, a lot of people don't like to hear this, but I'm going to tell you the reality. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. When you pass and you have not accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you go to eternal hell. Whether you like it or not, you go. It's not our rule, it's God's rule. People have to understand, at the end of the day, it's not your rule, it's God's rule. You don't want to accept it? Who cares if you don't accept it? When the time comes when you pass over, you have no choice but to accept it. What are you going to do? Come back? Can't do that. I have yet to see a U-Haul truck behind a funeral line. And I tell my friends the same thing. Every single day I tell my friends the same thing. And they might not like it, but I said, look, at any given time, if your number is called or something happens, two things can happen. Whether the devil gets you or your time is called. Keep in mind, I explain that to people too, that you're on borrowed time. People don't think about that. I'm a collector. I collect all kinds of vintage toys and everything. And sometimes it dawns on me, like, how many people have touched that item that I have in my hands right now? How many people have thought that was going to be their item and it belonged to them, and now they passed on and died and passed on to somebody else, and I just happened to come along in the year 2020 or 2021 and pick it up. Oh, wow, look at this, it's collectible, and take it home. Because when I die, it's not coming with me. It's going to stay here on the earth, and somebody else is going to pick it up, and it's going to become their collectible. And it's going to go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Because you can't take anything with you when you leave the earth. You go in the same way you come in. You come in naked, you leave out naked. That's how you're going in, you're coming out the same way. That's the same way. But people have to understand, everything on the earth is borrowed. Nothing is yours. It does not belong to you. Everything belongs to God. So at the end of the day, you can be the richest man on the face of the planet. You can drive the best cars. You can go to the best restaurants. When it's your time to go, because you're on borrowed time, you're on God's borrowed time. He gives every man his timeline. And the timeline you're given, like, look, this is my time I'm giving you. I'm giving you borrowed time on the earth. While you are there, you are supposed to praise my name. That's what you're supposed to do. Serve me while you're on the earth. But then the devil comes in and he starts messing with you, saying, nah, you can go out and drink and party and have fun and do this thing, and keeps you off the path of basically staying with the Lord. So now you don't lost your path. And at any given time, that pit bull might get off that leash and might decide to go into your throat, and that's the end of it. You have lost your path to that salvation. You have lost your life. And now you're looking at basically purgatory for the rest of your life. Well, you are going to be in purgatory for the rest of your life. That's why I feel sorry for some of these people who have all this money. I don't want all that money. All that money basically clouds your judgment, takes you off the path. I did that already before. When I made serious money, I did that. I lost my path with God. I ended up wanting to be out there with all the money and people having fun and party, and I lost my path. I wanted to come back so badly, but I didn't know how to come back. And if anything would have happened to me, if God wasn't protecting me when I was out there carrying on like that, even though I denied him when I was saved, man, I wouldn't be here talking to you today. A lot of crazy stuff going on. But when I tell people they're on borrowed time, yeah, the day you're born, they say you begin to die. You are on borrowed time. And at any given time, everybody's given a lifeline on how much God gives you and how long you're going to be on the earth. And when it's your time, he says, okay, I'm going to take back what belongs to me. And he takes you back. And then when you meet him face to face and he says, what have you done with the time I've given you? All right, then. I never knew you. What Jesus said, he never knew you. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. Period. But you're on borrowed time. Like everything I have here in my house is borrowed. Nothing here is mine. And I have a habit of saying, this is mine, this is mine. I do that too, all the time. But it's not mine. Nothing here is mine. When I die, all this will go to somebody else. And that's it. It's not a sad thing. People think, well, that's a sad thing. It's not a sad thing because you're going to heaven. You're going to see God's face. It's a beautiful thing. If I was given right now, God said, look, here's the deal. And I got a major, massive lawsuit coming in from the company that made me sick, that gave me lung damage. I got a lot of money coming to me. So I can sit there and say, yeah, you know what? God can say, you got a choice. You can stay here on the earth and collect all that money and live the life you want to live, or you can come home with me now. I'm going home. No more suffering, no more disease, no more pain. I go home. I get to live in paradise. Some people don't like to hear this talk, but come on, what we just went through in 2020? Are you kidding me? You better find religion. That was the biggest wake-up call I think man ever faced in his entire life. You better find religion. The devil's on a rampage. He is on an absolute rampage. But yeah, everybody's on borrowed time. So that's why I tell people, don't become obsessed with money. Don't become obsessed with the things you can make. And it says in the Bible, it says, don't put anything before God. So idols. But people keep thinking that when you go back to the Bible and you think of idols, you read Old Testament, they had idols, like literally idols that they worship. They thought they were their gods and stuff like that. When it says idol, anything you put before God becomes your idol. You have your car more than God, that becomes your idol. Money becomes your idol. Anything. It can be down to gaming system, whatever it may be. Anything you put before God becomes an idol. So you don't put those things first. You always put God first. If people put God first, God would make sure you have what you need. I mean, look at the animals. I watch the squirrels all day long. God provides some food. There's food for the animals to eat on the earth. Man's the only one that got to scratch and get what he has to get off the earth. That's to work hard to get what he has to get off the earth. Man had listened to God, and just obey his law and basically serve him the way he asked to be served, he would take care of you. You would have everything that you would need. He'd provide for you. Make a way for you. Like I said, I wasn't always that way. I was the worst of the worst. When I mean that, my mother's kids, I was the worst of the worst. Spent time in lockup. Did some things I wasn't proud of in my life. Ran with gangs, you name it. Yep, I was the worst of the worst. I lived in some of the worst neighborhoods in Philadelphia. Badlands, Rich and Allen Pollock, 3030 Diamond, 8th and Butler, what's the other one? Strawberry Mansion, Park Avenue, all up in them areas. I lived in some really bad, Gratz. I was definitely in Gratz all the time. You can get shot on Gratz easily. Yeah, I lived in some bad neighborhoods around some really bad people, and I had two choices. Either going to be jail or death, one or the other. And I got saved when I got locked up. That's when I changed my life. I had to make a decision while I was in there, like, you're going to keep living like this, or you're going to find God. I'll never forget when Mom came in and brought me my first Bible. She brought me a little, I don't know what happened to the Bible. She brought me a little Bible with an orange cover on it. And I read it. I was always reading Psalms in the Bible because that made me feel better about the situation I was in. I'm not going to tell you what I was in there for. It wasn't murder, so don't get that out of your mind. It wasn't that. But I was in there for something real serious. But anyway, long story short, yeah, I got saved when I was locked up. And that's why I found God. And when I got out, I kept my promise. First Sunday, I got baptized. Kept my word. But I also backslid when I got out too. Had money. Wanted to have money right away because the clothes I had when I was coming out was old and beat up. You know what I mean? Everybody had new clothes. I still had old clothes on, and I didn't have a job. You know what I mean? They put me in programs and stuff, but I didn't have a job right away. And it was just the embarrassment. And then I went and do something that I shouldn't have done to get money. So, you know, there's some things I shouldn't have did. And I stepped away from the Lord. I stepped away from my path. And ever since then, I had this like empty void in my chest. Like I couldn't figure out how to fill it. And I would buy new sneakers, I would buy new clothes, I would buy jewelry and stereo systems and TVs and gaming systems and go out and party and have fun with my friends, but the void was always there. No matter what I bought, the void was there. And every once in a while, I would go past the church and I would see him out there in the church laughing and smiling and having fun. And it's so bad, I just wanted to go across the street. I couldn't do it. And then just one day, it just God took me back, put me back in that fold again, and I never left. But I guess it was a good lesson to learn because later on in time, he blessed me with a business and company and everything. And now I learned from that because when people offer me contracts, a big amount of money, and I don't want to do it because I know exactly what's going to happen if I had that kind of money in my possession. Even with the money I have coming in now, I'm a better person then than I was now because at least with that money, I'm giving most of it away. I'm not keeping a lot of that money like that. For what? Give the devil another weapon? Nope. So, yeah, I had to go through some stuff. I had to go through some crazy stuff. Real crazy stuff I had to go through in life. I took the hard way. My mom said, we got Christians in our family. Our family's full of Christians. And my mom just said, all the people, Kenny took the hard way. I literally took the hard way. I went through the prison system and everything. Went through the hard way. But I learned. There's only one way. So, like I said, I don't mind being on borrowed time. I can't wait for my time comes where he calls me back so I can go home. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I said don't bother me when people act like that and carry like that because I see the devil. That's what I see. But like I said, we have to defend ourselves. I have to do what I have to do. I have to, because of my copyrights and stuff, I have to get lawyers involved in this because it has to be done. I have to protect myself, but he also protects me too. I mean, it gives me knowledge and understanding on how to deal with the situation. That plays a part in everything you do. Let's see, black. Okay, this is one. This is the gold. Oh, this is the gold. Gold in the Berry Hills. Gold. Yep. Did all that selfish, dumb nonsense. A lot of people in real life. I used to make clothes. I was in the fashion business for a little bit. I don't remember 20. There's a lot of stuff, man. I got into making clothes because at the time when I was at the church, I was always looking to learn something new. And the elders at the bottom of the church, they used to make the gowns and stuff for the baptism and they made the gowns and stuff for the choir and stuff like that. He wanted to sew their behind them. So he wanted some nice clothes, jeans and stuff like that. They're really expensive at the time. I thought I'd go in and talk to a couple of them and say, hey, look, can you teach me how to make clothes? And they did. They taught me how to make clothes, and they're kind of crazy. Young teenage guys. Boy, man, we go in there and learn how to make clothes, but yeah, I learned how to make clothes. And I learned how to use the sewing machines and patterns and stuff like that. And they're the ones who taught me how to make clothes. And then now I can go out and make my own clothes. I can make my own jeans. I can make my own jean jackets. This is around the time when the rhinestones were big. So, I had one of those bedazzle guns I did. So anyway, I had the rhinestones, and then another friend of mine, he did airbrushing. So I got him to teach me how to airbrush. So I added that all together. So I went into City Blues. I had my Air Nikes on when they first came out, not the ones they have now. When they first came out, the Air Nikes, Air Force Nikes. And I had this whole setup where I had my jeans busted open. I had a train going out one side and coming out the other, and it coming this way. I had the whole New York City spread on the back of my jacket. I had New York and this side here. I had the rhinestones. I had the set was hooked up. It was nice. So I'm in there and buying some shirts, t-shirts, the airbrush. And this woman comes up to me and says, where'd you get your gear from? I said, I made all this. This is mine. I made it myself. And she was into the fashion business. Not like big fashion business like Calvin Klein. Like urban kind of fashion business. You know what I mean? You got young black men, you know what I mean? Designing and making clothes and stuff like that. They had little fashion parties and stuff like that. It was low key, but it was nice. Anyway, I go in there and she gives me her business card. I don't think anything of it. And I'm making a little money on the side. I got people in the neighborhood coming up every Friday, you know what I mean? They want to go to parties and stuff and airbrushing jackets and making clothes and stuff like that. So I got a little money on myself, make a little money myself. So anyway, long story short, I call her up, make some clothes, do a little fashion show, do a little publicity. And I got a couple little stores that she's hooked up with, and a couple other places I got hooked up with that started paying me some serious money to make these clothes, this urban kind of gear wear. That's what they wanted, urban gear wear. That's what I was designing. And then me being arrogant and thinking, oh, it's all me. I'm the one that's doing this. God's not doing this. I'm doing this. This is me. You don't control me. I was real arrogant, like I said at the time, extremely arrogant, very bad arrogant. And my mom was a Christian one, a good old Christian one. She was trying to tell me, and you got to give the Lord his blessing for this. You got to pay your tithes to the church. And so I didn't want to give God nothing. Like, this is mine. It belongs to me. And my mom was just trying to teach me things. Like, you might want to get this copyrighted. You showing these people all your artwork and stuff. These people are going to steal from you. And that's what happened. They stole everything from me. Went in there, and they stole everything from me. And they threatened to sue me if I ever made them anything like that again. Like the clothing line I was making for them, threatened to sue me, take it from me. Not only did they take it from me, and I had to learn a big humble pie that, mind you, they gave me an office. Man, they set me up nice. They moved me. I came in, I was hanging out with these guys, had all this money, nice cars and stuff, eating at these nice restaurants, meeting interesting people. And it was all the time they just wanted to steal what I had. And they took me out, gave me a nice office. I had 3 or 4 workers working underneath me. Yeah, these people will be working for you, and they're going to be making the clothes that you want. You don't got to lift a handle, do everything for you. Had a nice little office, everything set up. And in the end, they fired me. I lost the job. They took all my items. And the next day when I went back in, security wouldn't let me go through because the warehouse was empty. They took up and they left. So I called the police, told them I had stuff up there, and the police came in. I had the police come over, and I was able to remove my items from the work area because I had some of my personal stuff up there. You know what I mean? Stuff I took from my own room to be up there. Since I was going to be working all the time, I brought my gaming systems and stuff up there, so I wanted my stuff back. And it was a humbling experience. If I had put it in God's hand, He would have protected me. That's what I did. So that's that. Humbling experience. I talk a lot, don't I? My friends say I talk a lot. They call me the chatty catty. You're the chatty catty. Well, yeah, I'm the chatty catty. All right, we got 1 gallon of black. 1 gallon of black. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of stuff in my 20s, man. A lot of stuff in my 20s and 30s and stuff like that. I'm just learning. Christian boot camp. People sit there and say, oh, well, don't you want to be rich? Don't you want to make all this money? Don't you want to work with big companies? Nah. I'm good, trust me. Oh, I'm good. Nothing gives you a better learning experience than life. Yeah. Oh, your business is so good, you would make up. No, I'm good. I don't want that. And not even, I've gotten orders in for like 80, 90 to 100 gallons. I've turned them down. Where the frick am I process that anyway to begin with? Like, there's no place for me to process that anyway. You know? Some people would get bummed out losing that kind of money. I don't. Why would I get bummed out? Like I told you, regardless of whatever I need, God provides it for me. My table is blessed. So, you know, somebody can offer me, what, 80,000, 100,000, 200,000. I'm going to turn it down. If I can't complete the order, I'm not going to take the money. That's that. And there are just days that I don't want to do it, you know? And they're like, oh, you're going to throw away all that money? Why would I even worry about it? God takes care of me. I'm good. Got that faith. He takes care of me. I'm good. I had to learn from my experiences in life. I'm glad I did. I learned one thing one time. Oh, and that was a harsh lesson. Boy, that was a really harsh lesson. Boy, that was a really harsh lesson to learn. My brother-in-law, he's a Christian, true blue Christian. And at the time, like I said, running the streets, that's when I backslid from God. I got that money. I was out there running the streets and carrying on and acting up, you know, just being what I shouldn't have been. And he was a Christian. He came, and my mom was going to church that night, and she wanted him to come over and watch over us. I was around 16 years old. No, I wasn't 16. I was in my 20s because when I came out, I was in my 20s when I came out of that situation. So yeah, I was around in my 20s. But anyway, my mom wanted me to stay in the house, even at 20. Like I said, I came from a strict household. She wanted me to stay in the house because we lived up in Strawberry Mansion. Strawberry Mansion at that time in Philadelphia was just crazy violent. I mean, I watched people get shot in front of my door. I mean, literally going out the door to go run some ball, and I watched somebody literally get shot to death. Like about a good maybe 4 feet from me, I watched a man get shot to death. So I'm like, oh, man, I just went out the back door, came out there, because I'm hoping he didn't see me. Because usually in a situation like that, they see you, then that means you're going to go too. But in that situation, it didn't happen that way. He shot the guy, he looked at me, he walked away. And for the last couple of days, man, I was freaking out because I'm thinking like, any time he's going to come back and get me, which he never did. So anyway, I'm in the house, and it's around 7 o'clock at night. And I want to go out and I want to hang around the corner with my boys. And my mom says, stay put in the house. I'm coming back from church. Tony's going to watch you. Lisa's coming to church with me. So Tony stayed behind and watched us. And Lisa, my sister, went to church. So I'm mad because I'm thinking I'm a grown freaking man, which I was a grown freaking man. But my mom really didn't want me getting murdered out there. I can understand that. You know what I mean? She didn't want me out there. And I wasn't listening, man. I sat there and got nasty with my brother-in-law because he's just a real nice guy, man. He just said, look, man, just stay in the house and watch some TV, you know what I mean? You know, be safe, you know what I mean? And I said, what the blank do you think you talking to? Blankety, blankety, blank, 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 blank. Who do you think you the freak up? Like, you don't freaking tell me what to do, blank, blank. Man, I'll put a gun. Yeah, I said that. I'll put a gun to your face and I'll blow your brains out. Worst mistake I made. Because when I left out the door and I pushed past him, grabbed my jacket, and I'm coming around the corner, none of my boys are out there. And no one's out there. Like, what the freak? This block is always crowded with people. Nobody was out there. I go to turn the corner, and as I turned the corner, 3 guys came out of nowhere. One guy put a gun right to my forehead. I could see the bullets in the chamber. The revolver, I could see the bullets staring at me. And yeah, he pulled that trigger. I was gone. And the first thing he asked for was my jacket. Now, usually I've never had that problem because I would always hang in areas where I had connections at, because in those areas I was protected. If I walked outside an area that wasn't, there's a rule you have when you're out there. If you walk outside an area and you're not familiar with, everybody should know this. Either you have your people with you, or you carry something, or you basically cover up things so you don't become an attraction to a person that may want to take something from you. Take your jewelry off, zip your jacket up, stuff like that. But I was in my area. None of my people were out there. So when I turned the corner, this guy just put this gun right to my forehead. And he said, look, give up the jacket. We'll blow your brains out. And it's interesting when he said that because I wasn't thinking about dying. The only thing I could hear is the same thing that I said to my brother-in-law about shooting him in the face. And here I'm sitting here with a gun stuck to my forehead, and this guy's gonna squeeze the trigger. And I know shiesty people like this, because I know for a fact that this guy's gonna kill me anyway. He's gonna take my jacket, he's gonna kill me anyway. So I know I'm gonna die either way. Even if I give him the jacket, I'm still a dead man. Because I knew people like that when I blocked. Stick-up boys. Shoot you for the fun of just shooting you. But anyway, as I'm sitting there, that's all I could hear in my head is my voice playing over and over and over again what I said I was going to do to my brother-in-law. So I pushed the guy. I figure I push him and I run zigzag. Because if he hits me, at least he gets me in the leg. I can at least drag myself around the corner and get a hold of somebody. Because that whole block up in the area was my area. At least I get a hold of somebody. I push him. Guy stumbles a little bit. I take off running. I'm zigzagging back and forth. I'm screaming, yelling at my people. Yo, I need you, I need you, I need you. Get around the corner. It's 13, 14. They weren't there a few minutes ago. It's 13 or 14. I'm sitting on the corner. Like, what the freak is wrong with you? Like somebody just tried to stick me up around the corner. He had a gun to my head right there. We got to go around. We got to handle this. All my people come around the corner. Can't find them. Get in the car. Drive them down the neighborhood. Can't find them. Nowhere to be found. No one's ever seen them. No, they don't exist. And I'm every day looking for these people, and they don't exist. And then after that, I still refused to go in and apologize to my brother-in-law, tell him I was sorry for what I did. And every day I didn't apologize. Somebody new in the neighborhood wanted to kill me. A lot of you not, true story. I understand, I had this arrogant attitude about myself, but I always stayed within my circle and I stayed quiet, you know what I mean? Like something popped off that I had to handle, but other than that, I stayed to my circle. I didn't start trouble because that was not the neighborhood to start trouble, because trouble would find you quick. But these are people coming out of nowhere. Like I'm on the basketball court, a guy bumps into me. Like, you want to start? So what you want to do? Pulls up his jacket. He got a freaking gun on. Like, what the freak? Like every time I turn around, somebody was trying to kill me. And every day, I knew what it was. I knew what it was, but I was arrogant. I didn't want to go in. I didn't want to apologize to this man because I felt like I had, like why should I apologize? You know what I mean? But every day it got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse. Got to a point I couldn't take it anymore. I was ready to come out of the house. I was afraid, even I was around my boys. I thought they couldn't protect me. I was afraid to come out of the house. So I went up to my brother-in-law. He came down one Sunday, and I sat him down. I told him I was sorry. Asked for his hand for forgiveness, and he forgave me. Next day, no problems. I'm walking outside the house, no problems. Nobody's trying to kill me. No one's trying to argue with me. Nothing. Like an everyday normal day. And that's what I learned. The valuable lesson that day is that you don't mess with Christians. Because for that time that I was out there on the streets and somebody was trying to kill me every day, yeah, the Pitbull was off his leash. God was protecting me, because if he didn't, I would have been dead by now. But the Pitbull was off his leash. Same story I told you from the beginning? Yeah. I learned that lesson the hard way. That's what they call Christian. No, that's not Christian boot camp. Some things you got to learn in life. Just have to learn. Yep. Yes, sir, Reed. So can you talk a lot? Yep. I do. I talk a lot. God's got me out of some crazy situations. And tell you something. I've seen some stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Not to go on, but I'm going to go on about this. I've seen some stuff. Some Christians will see it, some won't. You'll get a chance to see some things that are walking around on the earth that you wish you never saw in your entire life. You'll hear some things you've never saw, and you hear voices. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, I've seen some stuff. Let's put it this way: in the time of being a Christian, God's protected me, He kept me safe. But I've seen some things, and I can tell you right now, nothing you can't write out of a horror book, nothing Stephen King could ever imagine. I'm talking about the real deal. I've seen some stuff. Make you 100% happy just to be a Christian. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you. That's why at a certain time, at 6 o'clock, I'm in the house. I don't go outside. Because there are things out there, even in the daytime, there's things out there walking along there. I've seen some stuff. Yep. Bing, bing, bing. Ah, yeah. Trying to really get into that Oculus Rift. I mean, the Quest 2, what do they call it now? It's pretty fun. I mean, went to VR chat yesterday. That was pretty fun. I went to the rec room. That was fun. It was pretty cool being in the rec room. Get to meet all kinds of people. I applied for the Hulu in there so I can go to movie theaters and Netflix on there is freaking insane, man. It's like an app you can invite people to watch movies with you. That was pretty cool. I like that right there. That was freaking cool. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to get alone. I'm happy that I changed my life. I'm happy that I'm not out there living that life I was living, carrying on out in the street. I'm happy. I don't want that life ever back ever again. I don't ever want it back. What's this? Black silver. All right, black silver's got to be made. So these are the black silvers. These are the black silvers. And we got black silver here. 2 quarts of black silver. And what do we have here? We have 1 gallon of black silver. All right. Yeah. I don't want to ever go back to that life ever again. Not ever again. Yeah. That was not cool. Not a good piece of job. All right. Okay, and this is black. This is another one. All right. All right, people. I'm done for the day. I'm going to be back on later on to finish up my projector setup because this is going to be my corroded. It's actually a whole setup because I have a projection screen that's going to go with this motorized screen. All that's going to match together is going to be my apocalypse setup that I'm going to be doing. I'm actually running this right now. So since the sun's up now, I got some lighting. I can actually disconnect this because we don't need this anymore. So I switch in the back. I got all my bio stuff here to finish up. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta paint this screen up today too. This is another one we're gonna be doing too also. Oh, and this came to do also yesterday. This right here, I'm gonna be using my projector mapping to turn this to life. So I'm gonna project all kinds of special effects onto this piece of everyday banner, and we're gonna make it come to life. That's gonna be pretty cool. I watched somebody do that in one of the rooms. I was like, oh, I gotta start doing that. Start buying those right there and clipping one of those up and turn it to life. He had a Pokemon, and the Pokemon was insane. He had electricity shooting all through Pikachu. I was like, whoa, that's freaking cool. But yeah, I'm gonna do mine next. All right, gotta go. And God bless. Your orders be going out later on today. Everybody's got tracking numbers. We're out of containers, so we depleted. We're out of containers. Somebody came in last night. They got the last gallon, so we are completely out of containers now. But other than that, yeah, everybody's good to go. Thank you all for your time. I have to go, and God bless.